we need to take a look at this Blitzclick resurgence that we're seeing in early Genesis testing. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So far for ran a Genesis tournament, I'm sure a lot of people had the time to look at this data, but I wanted to cover this because I think it's very interesting, especially going into the YCS weekend here. You know, we're going to get to see, you know, how this meta is going to be possibly reflected on the tournament scene. And as you can see, Blitzclick just kind of smashed into this tournament and did exactly what it needs to do. And it was really, really controlling. I mean, obviously placing 3 into your top 8 is pretty good. Somehow Fairy Tail with the Brionac engine did very, very well. Sacred Beast also an absolute powerhouse here. We also get to see Tistina, which is really funny because I just saw that the OCG was getting very frustrated with this. They put some pretty interesting limitations on Tistina in their format, which I still do not think is real life, but okay. Super Quantal still doing very well. I feel like this is one of those decks that there will always be somebody that's going to be doing very, very well with Super Quant, and the deck is just going to really take people by surprise. And we also had Vanquish Soul still kind of sitting here doing very, very well. Now, I do want to point out one thing here, though. Kind of take a look at some of the pricing on these Genesis decks. Obviously, I think Pumpkin's the most expensive deck in this top. Oh, no, it's this Blitzclick list. This Blitzclick list is $274. Obviously, there are some expensive decks, but also, alternatively, with the data provided here, I mean, Super Quant's a $30 deck, you know, $46 for Tistina. You know, Sacred Beast is like $70, depending on the engine. You have cheap alternatives into this format, people. You know, even if you don't like Genesis, I mean, you're here to look at the cheaper price points of availability to actually look at the gateway and to go, all right, cool, there is a decent price drop to allow you the chance to get into this format. Now, that's a very important thing when you're analyzing, you know, price point. Obviously, you know, these tournaments are one of our no side decks. So we do have Albert here sporting off their Fairy Tail list, and we do get to see, yes, the Prince of Regulus is in here. We also got to see Brionax and the Searchability also coming to town here. Also see we are still playing the Metamorphosis, but because of this, they get to just absolutely destroy people with Super Poly. Actually having access to this in the main deck is absolutely crazy powerful. Second place was Lycia with the Power of Sacred Beast. This is where you got to sport off the triple card of the soul, and obviously in a format like this, being able just to unleash the terror of the Sacred Beast. I mean, Martyr's a 2-pointer. Oh no, this guy's a 5-pointer. This deck does not have real cost associated with it, especially with Ferruginous, which means you can just slam Evenlies into, you know, these decks and absolutely tear them apart. This is by far one of the craziest board breakers you can have access to. Next up, we have Jelly Unicorn's Blitzclick deck, and this will be the first of many Blitzclick piles you get to see. I see this list did choose to play the Lava Golem, so, you know, going into those matchups where you go second, you know, you really just kind of get to unload on this. Now, obviously, 7 Tachyon's a great card in this deck. Oh no, my Blitzclick card's already locking me out of the extra deck as it is. So there is no real punishing downside to being able to play those cards. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. Next up here, we get to see Mertz Blitzclick. So once again, multiple Blitzclick lists. This list taking advantage of Dominus Spiral, which makes sense. We are playing 2 Pot of Extra for our 10-pointers, which, I mean, once again, you don't give a crap about this extra deck. I mean, there's no interactions that really matter in this. Obviously, we're playing Pair Bear Scare as well. Pair Bear Scare providing you with some actual outs to things is definitely interesting, especially going into the other matchups. Okay. Next up, we get to see Tistina. This deck has really been angering the OCG. I'm actually, like, so surprised. I do get to see we are doing some little tier elements stuff down here, I guess. But, I mean, this deck, jokes aside, I mean, the big rank 10s go burr. Like, you just kind of get to throw these at your opponent, and they're just going to be like, oh, wow, you know, this is so good. Why do I have to deal with this? Next up here, we get to see Nick's version of Super Quantal. And like I said, Super Quantal, getting to the Megazord and putting this, pressure on your opponent, even though it's a 33-point card, it is still incredibly powerful and will just ruin days for your opponent. I do like the use of no material in here. You have all the Heralds present. You have Lancia. They really chose just to go absolutely the best mile that they can. Also, seeing Ava in here is really, really cool. All right, next up, we have Omni's Vanquishal deck. I guess kudos to still making this deck work. I see that we are actually playing the Dia Broken, the Ominous Spectre in here, just for the fire interactions. Also do see that we are playing the Link Apple too. Okay. Some spicy little interactions in here. Obviously, having access to the 7-tack, and you're doing the same thing Blitzclick's doing. This is just a bridge portal for you to be able to find everything that you want to. Okay, next up, we have more Blitzclick action for you. This build chose to go with the triple Fleur-de-Lis, the Thunderbolt, which is good. They did dedicate some points into Thunder King Ryo as a 1-up, which I think is fine. You do get to see Ultimate Slayers for cleanup. We also have DD Crows and Ghost Ogres. And, of course, Fuas. I mean, having the whole Blitzclick package just be 444, in terms of points, is nothing really too expensive. I understand why this deck did good. Now, we're going to dip on down here into top 16. This is Motion's Hecka Hand pile. Obviously, nothing in the Hecka Hands deck except for, well, there's really nothing I'm too worried about getting pointed here. Going with one of each of the traps, I think, is fine. You're going to dedicate some heavier points into the Nightmare Apprentices because these cards are, incredibly good. But also, your hand trap section is pretty much what you need to see, right? Fua definitely gets you 1 to 2 free cards, and that's good enough. Next up, we have Julian's another copy of this deck. Okay, this build did choose to dedicate a couple of points into the Dark Ruler No Mores for the board breaking stuff. I do see we are playing the little mini Necros package in here. Being able just to kind of do the mirror and sword shenanigans is pretty cool, especially just for the free bodies that it kind of generates. Also, Regulus still getting that free value in this format is pretty good. Next up here, we get to see Pump King. This is one of the more expensive decks in this format. Crows, Fuas, point dedications with Imperms and Dominuses, which just kind of remains. The rest of this engine gets to be kind of free. I also do see, once again, we do get to see the Pear Bear Scare popping up as a provided out to certain problematic cards. And obviously, you want to look at free as the best possible way to get non-targeting spot removal. It does actually matter. Next up, we get to see Nyko's Ritual Beast. Honestly, this is refreshing to see. Obviously, you don't have the link plays that this deck wants to be able to do for the extra bonus, but it proves that this deck can actually work out. Obviously, dedicating, slots to triple shifter is going to make a lot of people angry, but I think that's just unfortunately the downside that kind of comes with playing this format. You need this card to actually make your Ritual Beast deck go burr. Next up, we get to see is this Clown Crew? All right, so we get to see a very interesting Clown Crew list here, actually playing the Sphere modes. We have Nabia Woos to clean up problems. We also have the incredibly powerful spell card Soul Exchange, which is very good. I do see there are some very heavy point allegations in here, but that's fine. We're also doing the Sinful Spoils in combination with the Diabells. Really? This is a list. All right. Next up here, we get to see Chad's Hero Pile. And I see we're playing Form Change in here. That's really, really cool. I feel like you don't really get to see that pop up all this much. We also have dedicated slots into the Miracle Ejectors, which is good. Also dedicating some points into Fua, which is not bad at all. Interesting. This is probably one of the cooler hero piles that I've seen be viable. Next up here, we get to see Slenderman's Blitzclick pile, and I see instead of dedicating points to Thunder King, we're just rolling with the triple copies of the Thunderclap Monk, which is fine. Relying on X-Straps to get us draw power, and then Chalices kind of is that board breaker assistance style of card. I've been seeing a lot more Chalice within this format, which, I mean, Oh no, it's a 400 attack point boost, but I mean, like, it doesn't matter. Also, I see we're playing the wonky quartet. Like, the fact you just get to do dumb stuff in this extra deck is just hilarious. And then, of course, we get to see Moe's other Blitzclick pile. This one's actually playing the pot of going second. The fact that they dedicated heavy point usage to this is very interesting. We also do get to see Dark Holes present in the main deck here. You know, you want to be able to provide that board breaker presence onto things, which is kind of nice. But also, you know, having the final bringer of the end of times be able to smash through things is really good. Also, seeing Yuki-Onna or Kurikara is pretty interesting. I don't know, this tournament was interesting, and we'll see how the WCQ is going to scrape out a little bit more for this. But please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.